And bringing you back here to southern New England now, you just heard President-elect Joe Biden introduce his pick for Commerce Secretary, Rhode Island Governor Gina Raimondo. The governor, of course, has been spearheading the coronavirus response here in Rhode Island now for almost a year, but she soon will be working in Washington with the Biden administration. Let's bring in 12 News politics editor Ted Nesi and Target 12 investigator Tim White. The decision, guys, obviously has ripple effects for us here in Rhode Island.
Yeah, Mike, we're already feeling those ripple effects here. You talked about her response to the coronavirus pandemic, Ted, and we did talk to Lieutenant Governor Dan McKee today. He, of course, is going to become the 76th governor of Rhode Island, and he said while personnel decisions are not being made right now, there is an exception. He is going to keep the state's COVID response team intact. And you have to imagine, Ted, that's got to include Dr. Nicole Alexander Scott, the director of the Rhode Island Department of Health, who heads up the COVID response team.
Yes, and we should tell people who were looking for that COVID briefing that would have taken place at 1 o'clock due to obviously the events with the governor's appointment. That's taking place at 3 o'clock on Zoom with just Dr. Nicole Alexander Scott. Yeah, I think we're going to see now that the rollout of Governor Raimondo has happened in Wilmington here with the president-elect. I think you'll start to see the transition start to happen back here in Rhode Island. We got the statement today from Lieutenant Governor McKee. He says he's going to spend the weekend talking with the governor's team, getting further up to speed on especially the COVID situation. Right. But I expect we're going to have a multi-week period here where Governor Raimondo will still, she's still the governor as you see her on air right here with Joe Biden. She still has to
be, go before the Senate.
Exactly. Has to be confirmed by the U.S. Senate. So there'll be a number of weeks now where she remains the governor and is transitioning out, McKee transitioning in.
Let's just take a step back here with Governor Raimondo. No matter what your politics are and how you feel about certain elected officials, having an elected official from Rhode Island be named part of a presidential cabinet is a big deal. And couple that with Jack Reed now in line to become the chairman of the Armed Services Committee. Now the Democrats have taken over the U.S. Senate. Rhode Island is just punching above its weight.
Yeah, for a small state, 1 million people, to have two of the most important positions in Washington with locals is a big deal. And of course, we have to say this is a capstone moment for the governor, Tim. You and I have been covering her. So you moderated her first debate, I believe, back for treasurer in 2010. This is a big moment for her. She's been a national figure, frankly, for most of her time in office. Of course, at times a controversial figure. She has critics on the right as well as critics on the left. But she is seen as a rising star in the Democratic Party. And frankly, it's in some ways to me politically even more impressive she got this appointment because she did not endorse Joe Biden in the primary. When he was at a low ebb, she went with Mike Bloomberg.
Yeah, that's right. Not lost on me here is sort of a bookend with Marty Walsh, the mayor of Boston, Governor Raimondo here in Rhode Island. And of course, he accidentally called Marty Walsh to the podium and Governor Raimondo got up. But look, Governor Raimondo, she has drawn the ire of public sector labor unions because of pension reform. And remember, that was not as governor. That was her years as treasurer. Marty Walsh, he was in labor. He is a fan of organized labor. Ted, you got to think that's a balancing test or a balancing act, I should say, by Joe Biden.
Yes, these kinds of announcements are very choreographed. There's a reason they're rolling out Secretary-designate Walsh and Secretary-designate Raimondo together today. And look, I think, it's interesting for her to get this job in part because a lot of times Commerce Secretary historically goes to a major fundraiser for the president or maybe a former CEO who's in a later part of their careers. Gina Raimondo is an elected Democratic governor, a moderate to somewhat liberal Democrat. Yes, not on every issue. I can hear some of the progressives will be in my Twitter feed, but it's an interesting choice by Biden. I think it's a feeling they have that she'll be acceptable in this role to the Democratic Party and will get through the Senate, but will be someone business leaders will take seriously.
Real quick, you told me, when was the last time an elected official from Rhode Island was...
It's been well over half a century. It was J. Howard McGrath, who was President Truman's Attorney General, and hopefully this ends better for Governor Raimondo because he had to resign after a scandal.
12 News historian over here. Okay, one question we get a lot, so I want to bring it up here so we can answer this question for those at home. Lieutenant Governor McKee set to become the next governor. A lot of questions on who then becomes lieutenant governor and how is that chosen. You have written about this on WPRI.com, Ted. McKee actually gets to choose who is lieutenant governor.
That's right. Dan McKee will pick his replacement. There's people already jockeying, obviously, for that appointment because they hope it means they could follow in his footsteps and eventually be the governor themselves if they can win election. But, you know, I think there's going to be some continuity here as Dan McKee takes over. He'll be putting some of his own people in place. But, you know, he has now less than 2 years till the election where we know Dan McKee is going to run in 2022. We are, again, in the midst of a pandemic that's having some of its worst days, unfortunately, here in Rhode Island. And job one, everyone you talk to around Dan McKee is getting the vaccine distributed successfully, reviewing the plans the Raimondo team have put in place, and making sure it's on the right track. And of course, that's also job one for the incoming Biden administration. Joe Biden saying today he is not going to hold back vaccine doses. He's going to try to push them out as quickly as possible.
We don't know yet when the Senate is going to take up these confirmation hearings, so make sure you stick with us on that one because we'll be covering that closely. And Mike, you just heard Ted there reference that Dan McKee has long been speculated as a candidate for governor in 2022. That's a whole other can of worms, but we did get into that on Newsmakers this week. This scrambles, obviously, the 2022 gubernatorial elections.
Makes politics wonderful in Rhode Island.
It really does. It's a sport here.
It's never uninteresting.
All right.